Okay, then we are starting for biaxial mineral. So what happens in case of biaxial mineral, as I have told you, there are some assumptions before going to biaxial indicatrix. We'll take some assumption. So in coordinate system, what happens? Z is always longer than y is longer than x. Okay, if we are talking about the coordinate system, what happens? The Z is the longest axis, x is the shortest axis. Okay, so what happens in case of biaxial mineral? There are three vibration direction. What are they? One is fastest, one is slowest, and one is intermediate. Okay, there are three vibration direction: fastest, intermediate, and slowest. So what happens? Talking about fastest vibration direction, fastest vibration means velocity is higher. Okay, so the refractive index will be lower. For intermediate, the refractive index will be intermediate. For slowest, the refractive index will be higher, right? As I have already told that in coordinate system, Z is greater than y greater than x. The refractive index of slowest ray, that is represented in Z coordinate and known as Z vibration direction. Refractive index of fastest ray, which is lower, refractive index is lower, right? So refractive index of fastest ray, that is represented in x coordinate and represented as x vibration, and the intermediate will be taken as y vibration. Okay, so if we are drawing the indicatrix between x vibration, y vibration, and z vibration, you have to represent x vibration in x coordinate, y in y coordinate, z in z coordinate. Z is the longest, x is the shortest, but considering for velocity, x is the fastest. Okay, so see here, this is your x axis, this is z axis. So what happens? You can see also here x, this is z, as I have told, this is the longest, this is the shortest. Okay, let's take an example. For example, x is having a value of 3, y is having a value of 4, z is having a value of 5. Okay, these are different refractive index. I am taking just an example to make you understand. So x is the least axis, x is the lowest axis. So I am representing 3 here, I am representing 5 here. This will be my y. Here I am representing 4. Okay, now consider a single plane. XZ. I am considering XZ. You can see like this. This is x, which is the shortest. This is the x, which is shortest. This is z, which is the longest. This is y, which is having intermediate value. So if I am joining x and z, which section will be that? Shape of the section, circular or elliptical? That will be elliptical. So you are getting an ellipse if you are joining x and z, because x is 3 and it is 5, unequal lengths, so we are getting an ellipse. If we are joining y and z, y is intermediate, z is the greatest. If we are joining y and z, then what will be the section? That will be also ellipse. Then if we are joining x and y, x is shortest one, y is intermediate one. If we are joining x and y, we will get ellipse. Okay, so now see whether you are getting basal section circular. XY is basal section here. So if it is circular, no. That's why I have told you in the previous slide that the basal section should not be circular. When there is optic axis, perpendicular section will be circular. Okay, so here basal section is elliptical. So now see, if I am considering x and z, only xz plane. If I am considering only xz plane, z is the longest axis, x is the shortest axis. it is having 3 value, it is having 5 value. So I am joining this, right? This is the magnitude of refractive index, this radius will be the magnitude of refractive index. So I am joining 3 here and joining 5 here, and this line is joining between 3 to 5, right? This line is joining between 3 to 5. So there must be a radius which is equal to 4. Got that? This is 3 least, this is 5 highest. So this line must pass through the value 4 in between this 3 to 5, right? So let's take, I'll get 4 here, I'll get 4 here, right? I'll take 4 here. So if that will be in this case, here it is 4, it is 4, and it is 4. That means in each quadrant you will get the intermediate value between least value and maximum value, right? So the in between value will be here, the intermediate value will be here. So if I am joining these 4 and these 4, that means the intermediate value of opposite quadrant, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 quadrants are there. So if I am joining values of first quadrant and third quadrants along with y-axis, you can see here it is 4, in y-axis that will be 4, in this quadrant that will be 4, in y-axis that will be 4. You can see like this. Here this is the z greater one, this is the smallest, this is the intermediate. You are getting intermediate value here, you are getting intermediate value here, you are getting intermediate value here and here, right? First, second, third, fourth. 4 quadrants are there. You are joining this value y positive, then this quadrant's value y negative, and then this value, this first quadrant value, right? First quadrant y positive, third quadrant y negative, and then first quadrant again. So that will give you a circular section because the radius is equal, right? So you are getting a circular section here by taking like this. You have taken y at both the end and quadrant value of opposite quadrants. Then talking about the third and second and fourth quadrant. In similar way, you are getting, this is the intermediate value, and this is the second quadrant, this is the fourth quadrant. So this value intermediate y, this value y negative, and that value. So this will also give you a circular section. So you are also getting a circular section here, right? So you are getting 2 circular sections, and as we have known that when there is a perpendicular to circular section, we are getting the optic axis. So if I will take a perpendicular to this is a circular section and this is a circular section. Okay, so I will make it clumsy here. So you can see here, this is a circular section, this is a circular section. One is represented in yellow and another one is sky. So these are 2 circular sections. You can see here it is represented n beta. The x refractive index, that is represented as n alpha, y refractive index n beta, z refractive index n gamma, right? So n beta is the intermediate one. So in x axis, that is n alpha, y n beta, z is n gamma, and n beta is the intermediate one. So you are getting n beta in this quadrant, and taking both the end of y axis. Similarly, in this quadrant you are getting n beta and both the end of y axis. If you are joining this, you are getting 2 circular sections. With radius n beta. It can be asked in question that what is the radius of circular section in case of biaxial mineral. That should be n beta. What is the radius of circular section in uniaxial mineral? That will be omega. Okay. So you can see here, if I will take perpendicular to this section, this will be a perpendicular. If I will take perpendicular to this section, this will be a perpendicular. So this is one optic axis, this is one optic axis, because I am getting optic axis perpendicular to the circular section. So we are getting 2 optic axes perpendicular to 2 circular section that is drawn by taking opposite quadrant values and y. Okay. So these 2 optic axes, now if they are closer to z, Now if these two optic axes are closer to Z, that means the acute angle will be formed at here and bisected by the Z. As I have told you, Z is the slowest, so min null is positive. Okay, if I will get the circular sections this is Z, this is X, this is Y. Okay, if I am getting circular sections like this, that means close to Z. If I will get circular section close to Z, got that? Circular section here close to X, so optic axis close to Z because they are perpendicular. So if I am talking about this diagram, here circular sections are close to Z, so optic axis they will be perpendicular to nearer to X. Here this will be negative because the acute angle that is formed and bisected by the fastest vibration, so min null is negative. Here the acute angle is bisected by the slowest vibration, so that is negative. So there is a formula, you can relate this formula, that is how to find out the value of circular section, or whether if there is three value given, that is n alpha, n beta and n gamma. If only these three values are given, okay, you can calculate, you can see by plotting the indicatrix, or you can calculate whether the min null is positive or negative. Then what is the formula? So to determine the intermediate value, you can take like n alpha plus n gamma divided by 2. That is the midpoint of n alpha and n gamma, right? If it is 3, it is 5, the midpoint will be 4, like that, right? So if n beta is lowest than that, the midpoint value, got that? Just mark here in this figure, if n beta is lowest than the midpoint value, this is smallest one, this is largest one, this is the intermediate one. If you are getting n beta lower than that, that means you are getting somewhat here, the circular section is somewhat here. So if the circular section will be here, that will be closer to X. Okay, circular section is closer to X, so optic axis will be closer to Z. So here the min null will be positive. Got that? Not going to indicatrix, just calculated from the three values of refractive index. If n alpha plus n gamma by 2 is greater than n beta, that means n beta is in between intermediate and in between the midpoint and the lowest value. That means it is closest to X axis. So the optic axis will be closer to Z axis. So min null is positive. If n beta is greater than n alpha plus n gamma by 2, then what happens? You can get the circular section somewhat here. Which is closer to Z axis. If circular section is closer to Z axis like this, the optic axis will be closer to X. So min null is negative. Okay. Then someone of you asked when the circular sections are perpendicular or optic axis are perpendicular. Some of you have asked like when the optic axis are perpendicular in biaxial manner. So when that will be perpendicular? When n beta will be equal to n alpha plus n gamma by 2. When the intermediate value is exactly the midpoint of lowest and highest value, here you are getting the circular section at this point. Okay, here the circular sections are perpendicular itself. The circular section, one is like this, one is like this. Both of the circular section, they are perpendicular. So both of the circular section, they are containing optic axis of other circular section. Got that? If the circular section is here and here another circular section is there, here it is the circular section and here it is the circular section. Both of them are perpendicular. So perpendicular to this circular section, that will be here the optic axis. Perpendicular to this circular section, this will be the optic axis. So here the optic axis are perpendicular. This is the case of neutral min null. neutral mineral when n beta is equal to n alpha plus n gamma by 2. Okay, so this is all about biaxial indicatrix.